Because everywhere you look.
I know.
On the walls.
All right.
Yeah, looking at keeping up with the arts theme.
Yeah, the making of a movie is underway, and it involves three brothers from North Carolina whose love of filmmaking goes back more than 30 years.
The Rotan Brothers were first featured on Carolina camera back in 1989, and what they're doing today is a lot like what they were doing back then, but on a different scale. John Carter has that story in this week's Carolina Camera. Good morning, John.
Good morning. I love these stories where you sort of go back and say, what are they doing today? Because things have changed a lot for the Rotan Brothers since that first Carolina Camera story in 1989. But their love of making movies remains as strong as ever. And I caught up with one of the brothers and found out that they are all sort of working together again, this time on Blood Spawn.
As the Cherokee legend foretold, an ancient evil will be unleashed upon the earth.
That's the trailer for the movie Blood Spawn, a creature feature film as it's called, by David Rotan and Derek Campbell.
It's called Blood Spawn, and it's based on an actual Cherokee mythological creature. So it takes place during the infamous Trail of Tears days in the Appalachian Mountains. And it's going to be fun.
That's David Rotan today.
20-year-old John shoots the action. 18-year-old Aaron co-directs.
This is in Morganton back in 1989 when David was just 13 years old and featured on Carolina Camera with his older brothers John and Aaron.
Okay, look, for this part, we'll use the long shot. And then when you sit down, we'll cut to a close-up and we'll probably zoom in so that the background will be blurry.
Well, as you can see, this is no Hollywood production team. Rotan Films is actually three brothers from Morganton and their home VHS movie camera.
Scene 2, take 1.
The boys' passion for filmmaking has stayed with them into adulthood. John and David actually went to film school. Early on, they worked on several big film projects, one of them with legendary Hollywood actor Mickey Rooney in the movie Lost Stallions. There were also the Pirate Kids movies. John is an Emmy Award-winning cinematographer and has worked around the world. Aaron is in commercial production, and David, although now in real estate, is getting back into the film business with this new movie. It's simply a passion for them all.
For me personally, I know Aaron, it's writing. John, it's of course shooting, the making it look pretty and beautiful as a cinematographer. For me personally, it's editing and post-production.
And once again, it's a family affair.
We were the nerdy kids, I guess. We were into Star Wars and all of the 80s hits, you know, Indiana Jones, of course. And so instead of going to a baseball game or a basketball game on the weekends, we would get together with the neighborhood kids, our friends, and go down into the woods near our house and shoot a movie. You know, it was fun.
And down the road?
So I would love to start this mini studio after Blood Spawn and start producing 3 to 4 movies a year in different genres, all low budget, geared for television, such as Sci-Fi, Hallmark Channel, Lifetime movies, or streaming services.
Oh, and there was a segment from that 1989 story about the camera the boys were using.
Brother David, who's 13, acts mainly as a grip-on location, but he does own the camera.
I want the paper out. I have a paper out, and I saved up all my money for about a year and a few months.
And I just want to know, do you still have that camera?
No, it was stolen from John's car, I believe, or his apartment when he was a student at the North Carolina School of the Arts. So, yeah, it got stolen, but yeah.
And John has never paid back David for that camera that he worked so hard on that paper route to get. Isn't that interesting to watch? You could see him when he's 13 years old, and now 30 plus years later you see him. I just think that's the neatest thing. By the way, David actually lives in Northern Virginia right now with his wife. Aaron's here in the Charlotte area with his family, and John's based in Raleigh, but he just travels around the world so much shooting things. I don't know how much time he actually spends in Raleigh. Oh. And one other thing, they are still looking for folks to help out with that Blood Spawn movie. And if you're interested and would like to get into the movies or help, with the financial aspects, all these different possibilities, go to that bloodspawnmovie.com site. It's called bloodspawnmovie.com. take a look at it and see what you think about it, and maybe you can help take part in that movie. There'd be a lot of fun. But those guys, the Rotan Brothers, are three terrific guys, and I just love it that they have maintained that passion over the years for filmmaking, and they started so young, and it's still with them today.
I love that you were able to catch up with them, and we'll link people to that website you shared, John, on your story here on the QC Life webpage as well. But my favorite, Jonathan, was how you introduced the movie. John, can you say Blood Spawn the way you did again?
And it's Blood Spawn.
That's it right there.
They may want to hire you to do some voiceover work for them.
That's it. That's it.
Maybe
You're
so,
who they're
one
looking
day. I
for,
don't
John.
know.
Love it.
Thanks,
Thank you
man.
for sharing with us, John.
All
Carter.
right.
We'll see you, John. Okay, coming up, we're taking a look inside of Dilworth's Tasting Room's new location in South Park. And we're going to also get to try one of their dishes on the menu.
Yummy.
It's the new QC Kitchen app.
New restaurants to check out?